Hi everyone, this is Paul Fisher. Today we'll be looking at Lightning for Gmail and the new features released in the Summer 17 release by Salesforce. We'll look at the new features through the lens of a particular example and a few use cases. So to get things going, we have a new email here from Tim Bass. And again, we're going to use the Lightning for Gmail plugin here. Also discuss some of the other email plugins and how they can be used towards the end of the video. So I'll go ahead and open up this email from Tim, and it looks like he had received a previous email from me. This could have been sent via the Engage email tool directly inside of Salesforce, or on my behalf by Pardot or any other of our marketing automation tools. So I open the email. I can see first of all immediately that the Lightning for Gmail plugin has pulled up Tim's lead record, and I'm going to go ahead and log this inbound email against his lead record. So I'll click the up arrow in the plugin, and I'm notified that the email was related to Salesforce. So now, if I click into Tim's lead record to look at more details, I can see in the activity area that this email was logged to Salesforce. Okay, so I'll click back here, and I'm going to click into the reply section in the Gmail Composer section. You'll notice that will bring up a select email template box at the top of the plugin. I'm going to click select plugin, and then I can view all my email templates. I just have one email template for sending emails to leads here, so I'll go ahead and click it. So it automatically pulled in Tim's name and the other template text, and I'll click the back arrow here as well. So before I send this, I want to make sure it's gets related into Salesforce. So I verify that the check mark is checked. When you're responding, it's looks like it had it done for me by default when I used the email template. So I'll go ahead and click send here, and it tells me that the email was related and the label was added. So now, if I click into Tim's lead record and go to the activity history area, we can see that the response that I just sent was also logged to Salesforce. One thing I would like to do is to update the campaign history information. So it looks like Tim was originally imported and related to a Zoom Info list purchase campaign, and his status is currently sent. So we need to update that to responded to indicate that he has responded to this to this campaign. So I'm going to click on campaign history and then click open. And under this campaign history, I'll click the down arrow edit, and for Tim, I'm just going to click responded and save. Okay, so now the campaign will reflect that he is a respondent to the campaign. Okay, so let's assume Tim emails me back. We can continue to log that email history inside of Salesforce. He asked for a quote, so at some point I'm going to have a meeting with him to review a quote. In order for me to generate a quote, I need to convert Tim from a lead to an opportunity record inside of Salesforce. So I'll go ahead and open his lead record, inside of Salesforce and do that. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and I can click converted and select his converted status. Here we're going to create a new account called Acme, and that gets auto-populated from the company field in the lead record. We'll save that, and we will call this Acme Tim Bar New Generator, and click convert. Okay, so we can see now that a new contact, account, and opportunity record has been created. We'll click into the opportunity here, and we'll want to add some products to this opportunity. We'll choose the Genmot Diesel. Click next. We'll select one and choose August 1st and click save. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. One thing I would like to do to prepare for my meeting is generate a new quote for this opportunity. You can call this new generator as well. And we'll have this quote expire at the end of July. I'll be sharing this with them shortly so we can put this in review. So we'll go ahead and click save. And let's go ahead and open the quote now so we can create the PDF here. We can actually save and email this quote directly from inside of Salesforce. We could also send it via Gmail if we wanted. I'll go ahead and click save an email quote here. So we have the attachment. It's being sent to Tim. One thing I do not like is actually prefer this email to be related to the opportunity instead of the quote. Let's see if I can change that. Okay, doesn't look like you can change that. So let me go ahead and exit out of this. Can download this quote if I'd like. Let's go back to the opportunity. So you'll notice we can send an email directly from the opportunity, which could include the files here that we have in Salesforce. So that includes this quote that we just generated. So let's go ahead and we have that attached, and we're going to be sending this to Tim. There we go. So let's say I reviewed this quote with him earlier over a screen share, and now I'm just writing an email to him. Of course, I could have used a template here but in this case, I'll just freehand it. So now I can go ahead and click save and send. So you notice that email is logged against the opportunity. If we open Tim's contact record as well, under the activity section, we can see that it was logged against his contact too. Okay, so now Tim will just go ahead and sign the quote and send it back in. So we'll just wait for him to do that. Alright, so while that's taking a minute, so Tim's going to respond to that email, and that'll come back to the sales rep's inbox. You'll notice that when I sent that email from Salesforce, I would BCC'd me here, and um, then it looks like Tim responded and approved it. So this is already logged in Salesforce, so we don't need that one logged, but we would like this signed quote logged in Salesforce, so we'll want to relate that to Tim's contact record as well as the opportunity. And we ensured the attachments were included as well, which has the signed quote. So now, if we go back over to Tim's contact record, we can see that the signed quote made it into Salesforce along with Tim's email. And it was related to Tim's opportunity. Okay, so now that we have the signed quote, we can update this opportunity to closed won. Note, if you remember earlier, we updated the campaign history. You'll note that that carried through when we converted the lead as part of the Zoom info list here. We can see that this opportunity is currently in the pipeline for this Zoom info list campaign for the ROI attribution. And then when we close it, we'll also see this one value of opportunity go up to 200. It looks like there's 200 that was created, a value of opportunity created from this Zoom info list purchased, and looks like 100 was won and 100 is still in the pipeline. So let's go back over now and mark this opportunity as closed won. Click save. So we've clicked closed won. Okay, so now we can look at the campaign again. You can see this was updated to closed won here. If we look at the campaign details, we'll see that the value won opportunities is now $200,000. Okay, so that's it for this demo of how to use Lightning for Gmail as part of the sales process. Just one other item I'd like to show is how to log the email while you're in sending it. So in this case, I'll go ahead and send an email to Tim, and I'll just freehand it versus using a template. And I'm going to just relate it to his contact record. You'll notice it says it will be related to people after you send it. So I'll go ahead and click send, and it was related. So now if we drill into what is now Tim's contact record, not a lead record anymore, contact record, and we go to the activity section, we can see that test email was successfully logged to Salesforce. In the activity section, you'll also see other things such as calls, as well as different items. So we can open up Tim here. There's the activity section. By default, this activity section is actually on the right pane. I've moved it over. I think it's nicer to have in the main area of the page. But from the activity section within the Lightning experience, you can create a new task, log a call, new event, or new email. Okay, well that concludes the new features with Lightning for Gmail. Thanks for watching. I often get asked, about the different types of email integration options for Salesforce. There is Lightning, Lightning for Outlook, of course. There is Salesforce Inbox, as well as the Pardot tool called Engage. So if you're using both Pardot and Outlook, you might consider sending emails, your initial prospecting emails, using Engage from within the Lightning experience, and then using Lightning for Outlook later in the sales process to relate your emails back to Salesforce and update records that way. You should also contact your account executive if there's a pilot going on that integrates both the Lightning for Outlook as well as a new Engage plugin for Outlook, which previously has not been available. There's currently a Engage plugin for Gmail as well, so you'll need to do a little bit of evaluation here. Perhaps for business development reps who report to the marketing department, it might make sense for them to use the Engage tool, which aligns nicely with the marketing automation tool and all the lead scoring. If they're a little bit higher in the funnel, setting appointments, generating interest and education. As compared to a account executive or a closer, who it would make sense for them to use the Lightning for Gmail plugin, where they can log emails and track their email history against the lead, opportunity, and contact records. So you really have to weigh your use case here when you're deciding. Of course, there's Salesforce Inbox, which has both a plugin for Outlook as well as Gmail there. And so that allows you to interact very nicely with your Salesforce records, creating records directly from your inbox and other capabilities with templates, with actually automated activity logging where you don't have to click a button to log your emails. Also inserts your calendar availability and really leverages the artificial intelligence capabilities of the Salesforce platform there. So there's a lot of different options. If you're a power user, Salesforce Inbox is going to be the way to go, where you can really do a lot of heavy lifting in your inbox with Salesforce. Also, it has a mobile app as well. If you're an account executive or a closer, or you're more of a generalist in sales, Lightning for Outlook or Gmail might be the way to go. Or again, you may do a blend of the two, where you're an engaged customer sending your initial outreach through Engage within the Salesforce interface, and then once you get a response, using Lightning for Outlook or Lightning for Gmail further on in the sales process, so you can continue to relate those email records back. But you use it early in the process, so you can use the Pardot lead scoring and prospect scoring to see if they're clicking links in your emails and how they're interacting with your content. So you can have that lead scoring in terms of which prospects and leads are hot versus which are not. Then once you get that initial response, you can handle that from your inbox with the Lightning for Outlook or Lightning for Gmail plugin. So I hope this helps bring a little bit of clarity to the vast email integration landscape. Thanks everyone for watching. Just one other thing I wanted to show that I hadn't shown was this capability here, where you can create new records inside of Salesforce. So With this, you can create a new lead or a new contact or anything like that. Um, One thing you'll notice when you receive an email from someone that you've never spoken to before and who's not in your Salesforce um, database, they'll come up here and there'll be a little bit of a link that says you can add them as a contact to Salesforce. If it's still early on in your sales process, you might not want to do that. You might want to create them as a lead first. So the best thing to do would be to go in here and click Create New Lead and paste their email address in here. Once you do that, the plugin will automatically pick up that that lead record exists inside of Salesforce, and then you can relate that email to the lead record. Okay, so that's all for today. Thanks everyone for watching, and have a great day.